Welcome to Twisted News, where we dive into some of the strangest true crime stories happening all around the world. I'm Andrew, and for this episode, we're starting off with probably one of the biggest and most tragic stories that's ever come out of Oklahoma, as we investigate the chilling details of what was uncovered on Jesse McFaddens' property. And then, we follow that up with the shocking news from scientists who say that at our current rate, if they're out there, we will be in touch with intelligent aliens within the next 6 years. Get ready for Scary Mysteries, Twisted News. Number 1. Terror in Oklahoma. Every child loves having a sleepover at somebody else's house. It's exciting and really is the first time they get to experience a night somewhere other than home. And parents allow their kids to go over to a house where they trust the grown-ups in charge, and most of the time, everything goes off without a problem. Most of the time. It was Saturday, April 29th, when 15-year-old Brittany Brewer and 14-year-old Ivy Webster planned a sleepover at their friend 13-year-old Tiffany Guess's house, located in Henrietta, Oklahoma. With them were Tiffany's mom, Holly Guess, who was 35, as well as the young teen siblings, 17-year-old Riley and 15-year-old Michael. Also with them was Holly's husband of about a year, Jesse McFadden, and that was the problem. Because when Sunday came and Brittany and Ivy didn't return to their respective homes, with their parents failing to contact Holly or Jesse or their kids, the police were notified and everyone set out to the rural home to see what was going on. Pulling up to the house, all was very quiet. The search began, and it wasn't long before the bodies of the two teens were discovered outside. But not only that, the entire family was also deceased, a total of 7 victims. All the remains were found outside of the house of the rented property. Holly, Michael, and Tiffany were found together, separated from them about 150 yards away with the bodies of Ivy, Brittany, and Riley. And based on the police investigation, Okmulgee Police Chief Joe Prentice said he believes that 39-year-old McFadden was the one who shot everyone in the head before staging the crime scene by transferring the bodies to where they were found. After that was completed, he then turned the gun on himself. While it wasn't exactly clear what caused the murder spree, it was discovered that McFadden was actually due to stand trial on that coming Monday at 9 in the morning for child pornography and solicitation of a minor for sexual communication. Digging further, it was discovered that McFadden was a registered sex offender who had received a 20-year prison sentence for getting too close with a 16-year-old back in 2003. His sentence was cut short by 3 years when he was released on good behavior. However, just a month after he got out of jail, he was again arrested and let go with a bond amounting to $25,000 pending trial, which was held up due to COVID-19. His release was refuted by not only his victim but also his former cellmate, as both stated that he should be kept behind bars for having serious issues. His early release was also questionable due to the fact that 3 years before he was released, he received new charges for exchanging photos of a minor while incarcerated. Holly's mother, Janet Mayo, said that her family didn't know about McFadden's criminal history prior to the marriage. She also described how controlling he was in the relationship, almost keeping his wife and her children under lock and key. It was later reported that it seemed like McFadden, after shooting the victims, used one of the victims' phones to send a text to their parents. Ivy's mother said that after learning about the tragedy, she doubted if the text really was sent to her by her daughter. The parents' nightmares seemed to never end, because despite learning about the fate of their children, now they have to wonder just what exactly happened prior to the shooting. Ivy's and Brittany's parents both said that they knew nothing about McFadden's criminal history. And it also wasn't the first time that the teens had a sleepover at McFadden's house. So, none of the other parents had any clue that they were putting their children in danger. About a week later, the investigation was transferred to the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, or OSBI, after the family of the two victims, Brittany and Ivy, felt that the police left behind huge pieces of evidence inside the house. Justin Webster, Ivy's dad, along with his family members, went to the house to search for answers and closure. The owner of the property allowed them access where, after going through the house and the family's belongings, they found disturbing items as well as the victims' belongings such as phones and computers on the property. In a statement echoing with the weight of their responsibility, the OSBI vowed to align themselves with the grieving families, promising constant updates on the investigation's progress, primarily to shield them from the poison of misinformation. They declared their commitment to unflinching transparency and the relentless pursuit of other potential victims and unidentified predators lurking in the shadows, all with the cooperative might of fellow law enforcement agencies. For the full narrative of these chilling murders remained shrouded in a fog of uncertainty, yet within that fog a beacon of hope persists. Despite the darkness, the promise of justice for Brittany and Ivy shines bright. It's a solemn vow from the heart of law enforcement, a pledge that whispers through the stillness, the scales will balance, and the guilty will answer, and the lost will not be forgotten. Number 2, Alien Contact by 2029. For generations, the human race has been consumed by the concept of life beyond our own, sparking countless research studies and conspiracy theories. Despite overwhelming anecdotal accounts and intriguing pieces of evidence that suggest the existence of aliens, the government has always managed to muffle the noise. However, the winds seem to be changing as the government's recent intensified efforts to research alien life are becoming increasingly public. The pivotal event we're talking about today that has set the scientific world ablaze took place in 2002. NASA reportedly sent out a radio wave transmission to the Pioneer 12 probe. As per usual, the transmission was meant for data collection and communication with the probe, but in a twist of cosmic fate, the signal reached a white dwarf star approximately 27 light-years from Earth. The implications of which are as tantalizing as they are terrifying. We may actually receive a response from extraterrestrial beings as early as 2029. Leading this groundbreaking study is a group of scientists from the University of California, Los Angeles. Evoking Carl Sagan's visionary ideas about making contact with extraterrestrial beings, they're optimistic about the potential outcomes. Over the years, similar studies were conducted on transmissions sent to space probes Voyager 1 and 2, Pioneer 10 and 11, and the New Horizons spacecraft. And the results? 3 probes, Voyager 2 and both the Pioneers, have reportedly made contact with at least one star. According to the team's research, then, the next response could occur as soon as 2033. The lead author of the study, UCLA engineering student Riley Derrick, suggested that this research could serve as a valuable resource for SETI, or the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. The data could provide a specific group of stars for SETI researchers to focus their efforts on, potentially increasing the chances of making contact with aliens. However, as with any pioneering research, there are skeptics. Macy Huston, a Penn State astronomer, pointed out that our ability to detect and interpret any potential response would depend on several factors. These include the frequency of monitoring the target star and the characteristics of the return signal. Other experts raised concerns about the strength and detectability of our transmissions, especially over such vast distances. The quest to uncover life beyond our own is as thrilling as it is terrifying as we continue to send signals into the void. Only time will tell if we are alone in the universe or part of a grand cosmic neighborhood. Either way, the pursuit of knowledge continues, and it is through this relentless quest that we inch closer to the truth. And so there you have it, The mystery of extraterrestrial life continues to evolve every day, and we're at the forefront of what could be the most significant discovery in all of human history. So there were two of the most frightening and enlightening news stories that we have for you today. If you're enjoying our episodes, please do subscribe to help our channel grow and for even more exclusive content that's too hot for YouTube and additional perks. Go check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/scarymysteries. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We'll see you in the next one.